What's up guys, Phoenix here. This video is going to be another Deck Doctor video, and this time it is going to be on the Lunalight deck, which, as you see on screen in its current form, was sent in and suggested to me to play by Archer Baudet. Now, this specific build, it works. It has the plays that it's supposed to be making, but there's a lot of things that I don't like about the deck build itself. Mainly just the entire bottom row here, which is a quarter of the deck, but anyway, those are going to be things I'm going to be changing, amongst other things that I've just, come to find, results of through testing of different ideas and different things and stuff like that, basically just in general. But if you want to suggest a deck for me to do for these Deck Doctor series and, you don't mind some possibly harsh criticism, or maybe even some praise, send the deck list in either YDK form, or you can send an Imgur picture link, but type the deck list out with it so that I can actually know what the cards are, because I don't know every card in the game by picture art alone, as much as some people think that I do. But you can send it to my Facebook fan page, which the link is in the description too, and just make sure that there's a way for me to either download the deck list, i.e. being a YDK file from DEVpro, or you can send me a picture if you want for reference, but definitely type the deck list out, and I'll definitely get into that. But anyway, enough of that. We are going to be doing some changes to this deck. Oh baby. First thing, all these pink cards gotta go. Moonlight Reincarnation Dance. This card is probably the slowest 2-for-2 I have ever seen. This deck doesn't have anything that keeps you from dying in monster form, so this card's out. This card's out. I was testing one copy, and it was a card that never came up. This deck is very much a combo-based deck, and thus being a combo-based deck that also happens to function on an OTK sort of axis, it's basically like DDDs and Fluffles. It's like, why would you ever go second, or why would you ever not go second with this deck? Horn of the Phantom Beast, it's gone. This card is probably the worst option out of traps that you could have to try and further your game plan, because you have other traps that you could actually use to do more damage in the form of things niche things like Metal Morph, stuff like that just would actually give Cat Dancer some obscene amounts of attack to, utilize his double attacking powers. Stuff like that. One of the Phantom Beast just isn't really good. It's not. Basically, the only thing this card has is that it's just you can use it with these, which I guess is okay, but the problem is if you're using it with these, that means you weren't fusioning, which means how are you winning that game anyway? Basically, any trap that you were going to use to increase your output should be a trap that works the best with any of these cards, and this isn't it, so it's coming out. Solemn Strike is a card that I actually really just did not want to cut, but ended up cutting it just for space reasons. You could put it back in. Basically, it's just, there's 3 upstarts in the deck, and if you wanted to play these for some defensive line, you could cut the 3 upstarts for these, but in my own personal experience, I'm just trying to turbo. I'm just trying to get there, and I'm just trying to get everything where I want it ently and efficiently. Last card that's getting cut, Raigeki. This card is kind of counterproductive with the entire theme of the deck itself. The entire purpose of this deck is you summon these fusion monsters, and Panther Dancer and Cat Dancer both yield their highest amount of value from being able to attack each monster your opponent controls twice, thus dealing more damage before you actually destroy it. Raigeki completely contradicts this. The only time you'd want Raigeki is if you're going to be summoning Leo Dancer. That's it, because Leo Dancer would hit for a clean 7k, and then if you had any other monster in your deck to pair it up with that, then you would just have a game shot immediately right then and there. But with Panther Dancer and Cat Dancer, Raigeki just doesn't work well with it. It's good for clearing floods, which is why you should probably side it, Floodgate monsters in the form of T-King, Majesty Fiend, Mandy's Fiend, stuff like that, but still, it's just not very good. But, anyway, Moonlight Blue Cat. This card is not in the deck, and it definitely should be. This card is very much the definition of a 3-of in my mind, because if you've read its effect, you know how insane it is, especially when you combine it with something like Purple Butterfly. Its effect is, if this card is special summoned, you can target one Moonlight monster you control, except Moonlight Blue Cat. Its attack becomes double its original attack until the end of this turn. And then it's just a random floater. If it dies by battle or card effect, you can summon another one out of your deck, but it doesn't have to hit the graveyard, which is important. So, if for some reason your opponent bottomlesses this, you can just get another monster out of the deck. Very neat, very niche, very nifty. But these are Moonlight cards. And these are Lunalights, Moonlights, whatever you want to call them. They are targets for this. So you can just summon Cat Dancer and then, like, do something like banish this from your graveyard to special this from hand, or you can summon this and get this back from graveyard with its Wolf Bark-like effect, with its Debris Dragon-like effect, Blizzard-like effect, whatever you want to compare it to, and you can just double this. You can double this to 48, and this gets to attack all your opponent's monsters twice each once you use its effect. Like, that's a lot. That's a bit too much. That's a lot. And then you can do that to this? Like, you can just do that to this. This can attack twice and it'd be 7k? Like, come on now. It would be 7k each attack. Come on, son. We gotta find out how this isn't something that you'd consider worth. But anyway, next card's going in. Fusion Tag. This card is actually really good, and not a lot of people are playing it, and I can understand why, because on its base form, it's a -1. But in its purest form, this card allows you to access Panther Dancer and Leo Dancer without having to fusion 2 to 3 times, i.e. you can actually just reveal Cat Dancer and make a monster on your field actually gain the name. This is different from cards like King of the Swamp, which you can't use for Panther Dancer and Leo Dancer, because King of the Swamp says this card can be used as a substitute for a card with that name. And, you know, Panther Dancer and Leo Dancer say it must be fusion summoned with the above fusion monsters. There is no substitutions allowed in the form of King of the Swamp. But Fusion Tag is different in the essence that you target a monster you already control, you reveal the Cat Dancer or the Panther Dancer from your extra deck, depending on which one you're going to summon, between Panther Dancer or Leo Dancer, and you reveal it, like let's just say you reveal Cat Dancer because you're going to summon Panther Dancer. You reveal Cat Dancer, the monster on your field is now treated as Cat Dancer. Its name becomes Cat Dancer for the fusion summon, thus allowing you to actually access these. This card is great for this deck. I don't see it being a 3-of, because it is a -1 in its rawest form, but then again, fusion summoning by itself is already taking a minus, so if you're able to step up into the higher rankings of your fusion ladder in the form of Panther Dancer and Leo Dancer without having to actually use fusion resources, and you can actually just do it once and straight with Fusion Tag, and then you can get the resources back with stuff like Tiger and the Wolf Bark and stuff, like, that's just still very worth. It's very good. It's very good and it's very worth doing. But anyway, another card that's going in is the third Fusion Recovery. Like, this deck has a lot of trouble keeping up its play line of play. What am I trying to think? It has trouble keeping up steam. Like, it has a trouble keeping going. Whereas, like, the third Fusion Recovery alongside the 3 Miracle Fusion Pendulum summon scale that we have, it just allows you to go into more of these fusions and allows you to do more things. Like, it does that. And like, it just actually just like lets you recycle all these cards and let you just keep using them. Like, even Fusion Recovery, Poly, Blue Cat, and Purple Butterfly is an amazing combo, because you literally just get to Poly for your Cat Dancer using Purple Butterfly and Blue Cat, and then Fusion Recovery, the Poly and the Blue Cat back, banish Purple Butterfly, special Blue Cat, double Cat Dancer's effect, and then tribute for its effect. Like, that's just a very simple 3-card potential OTK, because Cat Dancer is 48 and can attack everything your opponent controls twice. Like, that's actually just huge. And the fact that it does that little tiny softening up 100 damage each time is also really cool as well. But anyway, there's a monster that is getting cut, and it is going to be one of the Crimson Fox. Crimson Fox doesn't really fit the idea of a 3-of in this deck, because it doesn't really do anything to advance your gameplay. It does heighten, like, your ability to OTK, because it makes your opponent's monsters 0 when you use it for a when it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect. But honestly, I just don't see it as more of a 2-of, because all these other cards have different effects that make them worth as 3-ofs. Like, this is a Miracle Fusion. This is Monster Reborn. This special summons cards out of your hand, and it's also a Colute, so it heightens your attack point ceiling. This heightens your attack point ceiling and is a Battle Recruiter. This searches Poly, adds Moonlight cards back, and gives you economy with your fusion summoning. This, Debris Dragon, Blizzard, Wolf Bark, whatever you want to compare it to, and sort of kind of a giant Trunade. So, like, these all have utility in all these areas. This doesn't. So this is why it's being cut to a 2-of, to just make room for different card choices. Now, I mentioned upstarts, so I'll go ahead and put those in. To fill out the space. And the last 2 cards that are going to be in the main deck are going to be the only defensive card that we run, which is going to be Max C. This card, I believe, is very good for this deck, because 1, it's a combo deck, so you want more cards. And 2, this deck is a combo deck again, so you always want to be going second, because you want to be able to try and kill them. Cards like Solemn Strike and stuff like that aren't really good for that sort of interaction because, I mean, that requires you to have a turn. You have to set them. Max C does not have this stigma. I mean, if it's dead, it would be dead. Like, if this card is dead on the first turn of the game and you draw it, you're basically in the same situation as if you had a Solemn Strike, except this has the potential to be played on your opponent's turn, get you more cards, get you more of your combo pieces, and allow you to kill them. Like, that's actually what this, entire thing is functioning as, essentially. Twin Twister I really don't like in the deck, but the only thing I would cut them for is Instant Fusions or MSTs. But the issue I have with Twin Twister is the fact that you basically have to have like a perfect 4-card combo in order to use Twin Twister effectively and then still be able to fusion and kill them. But this problem is also mitigated by the fact that we have Fusion Tag. You can use Twin Twister to discard extra fusion stages if you have already gotten the polys and stuff that you need. I'm really tripping over my tongue here because I'm trying to do this quick, but I can't really rush this sort of thing. And you can also discard Dead Max C, so I mean this is good for just back row removal, so that's why it's going to stay in, whereas otherwise it would just be cut for instant fusions and stuff. The extra deck largely remains untouched. I don't really see a need for a third Panther Dancer, but I mean there's nothing else better that you would play in its place. The only thing like that you really do is like you never access any of these cards. Any of these black cards, you never summon them. Never. You never summon them because the only efficient way you have of doing so is summoning rank 2s through this, getting back like Black Sheep, and like that's pretty alright. But then you have Tiger to bring back a 4, and then you normally summon another 4, and I guess that's also still just a 1-card investment into a rank 4, but it's still just not really something that comes up a lot, because by that time, you should have Poly, and if you don't have Poly, you're probably not winning the game. But the extra deck basically remains unchanged until we get more Moonlight fusions or more effective ways to summon more extra deck cards with the Moonlight deck, anything like that. Like, it basically just stays as it is. The extra deck is very much only these cards, and these cards don't matter. It's very much like Ritual Beasts, where literally the only cards that mattered were your fusions, and then the other cards were just like, oh, I have space for these, so I might as well play them, right? And in that regard, Utopia the Lightning and Utopia are probably the best ones in here to play just for utility, just to get over certain threats. But you also have access to getting over those threats in the form of Blue Cat as well, so there are those factors that come into play, but that is basically going to be it. All I really wanted to change with this deck was the main deck and just make it more able to function. That was the problem I was having with this deck, was it did not have the capability of functioning on a regular basis, because the entire bottom row of this deck list was all non-combo cards, and they weren't even really good non-combo cards. And now at this point, the only non-combo cards we have in the deck are 4 cards. 2 Twin Twisters and 2 Max Cs. All the rest of these cards are combo cards. Fusion Tag, combo card. All these combo cards. Everything's a combo card. 37 card deck with 33 combo cards. 4 of them not being combo cards. So that's essentially what I wanted to do for this deck. I'm going to be playing another video with this deck list specifically, which will be going out probably tomorrow, honestly. Like I said, time constraints are really kind of messing with me. I really expect my earnings to take a dip and all that sort of nonsense, but I mean, hey, it happens, life happens, stuff like that, just overall just happens. But anyway, that is all for this Deck Doctor video. As always, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the nonsense that you usually do. Again, if you want to suggest a deck for the Deck Doctor series, or if you just want to suggest a deck for me to play in general, send it to my Facebook fan page. Link is in the description. Send me a picture, send me a list, send me a YDK file, any of that sort of thing. Just don't send me just a picture, because there's very little chance of me knowing what the cards on it are, especially if it's an obscure deck that I've never looked at before. It's going to be very, very odd for me to look at and try to figure out, basically. But links are in the description to my Facebook pages, I've already said. If you want to connect with me or chat with me, you can definitely use my personal Facebook link for that. There's a Twitch alerts link for donations. If you want to support me directly, you are more than welcome to. It's not required, but it's definitely appreciated. If you're someone that likes to donate to people, then you can definitely use that link for secure donations to me as well. Then there's also the link to my Twitch channel if you want to follow that and get notified whenever I go live for live streaming, which we'll be picking up again very soon. I'll be doing at least 2 a week, hopefully, trying to stick to that schedule, maybe even 3 or 4 a week, who knows. It's really fun to do, and I really like doing it. But anyway, other than that, click an ad if you have not. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps me make money, and there's no reason to lie to you guys about that. If you have an ad block enabled, please disable it. It just helps out more than I can ever stress to you guys, and it helps me justify time, even when I don't have time to be doing these sorts of things, to making these videos. It helps me justify the time to do the research and make sure that I'm not putting out very, very questionable information, basically. Like, I want to make sure all the videos I do for these are operating off a very sound basis of theory, so that actually does just take time and investments in time to do that. So if that's something you're able and capable of doing, just clicking an ad or so, just to help support me, you would have my gratitude for the greatness of all eternity, basically. But that is all for this video. Rambling outro out. As always, guys, take care.